So you mean to tell me that a woman that had a child out of wedlock would be punished for having a child out of wedlock, but the man who got her pregnant wouldn't be? Is that far-fetched? Is that hard to believe? No, it's not. This is just one of the things that continues to boggle my mind is we have to understand that the society was designed by men, because how the fuck does that make any sense that a woman, just her, gets punished for having a child out of wedlock, but hello, the man, nothing. And then that woman is punished and judged by men. This shit doesn't make any sense. This is why the patriarchy is literally a fucking disease. It is a fucking illness in society, because men love to talk about, logic, rationale, all this shit. That's not logical and that is not rational. Men are the most irrational. Fuck out of here. This chapter. Oh my God, this shit gets me so hot. It does. The father of the child, untouched by the law and on the loose. However, the woman was to be put on trial. A colonial periodical of 1747 reproduced a speech of Miss Polly Baker as she spoke to the Court of Judicature at Connecticut near Boston in New England, where she was prosecuted for the fifth time for having a bastard child. This speech, it broke my heart. Miss Polly Baker said, "May it please the honorable bench to indulge me in a few words. I am a poor, unhappy woman who have no money to fee lawyers to plead for me. This is the fifth time, gentlemen, that I have been dragged before your court on the same account. Twice I have paid heavy fines, and twice have been brought to public punishment for want of money to pay those fines. This may have been agreeable to the laws, but I don't dispute it. But since laws are sometimes unreasonable in themselves, and therefore repealed, and others bear too hard on the subject in particular circumstances, I take the liberty to say that I think this law by which I am punished both unreasonable in itself and particularly severe with regard to me. Abstracted from the law, I cannot conceive what the nature of my offense is. I have brought 5 fine children into the world at the risk of my life. I have maintained them well by my own industry without burthening the township, and would have done it better if not had been for the heavy charges and fines I have paid. Nor has anyone the least cause of complaint against me, unless perhaps the ministers of justice, because I have had children without being married, by which they missed a wedding fee. But can this be a fault of mine? What must poor young women do, whom customs and nature forbid to solicit the men, and who cannot force themselves upon husbands, when the laws take no care to provide them any, and yet severely punish them if they do their duty without them? The duty of the first and great command of nature and nature's God, increase and multiply, a duty from the steady performance of which nothing has been able to deter me, but for its sake I have hazarded the loss of the public esteem, and have frequently endured public disgrace and punishment, and therefore ought, in my humble opinion, instead of a whipping, to have a statue erected in my memory." She said, I am poor. I have tried everything to be a good mother, to populate your society without anyone's help, because I'm a poor woman and I can't find a husband. I don't have a husband, but here I am doing what y'all say to do. That is my highest duty, to procreate and to have children. I have brought 5 healthy children into this society, and I have taken care of them by myself. And I would have done better had you not punished me and made me pay for the fees of punishment for not having been married when I had children. Instead of whipping me for having another child, you should put a statue in my memory. She said her shit. And she's right. This is what I'm saying. There is no rationale and logic with the laws that men put in place to oppress women. How can you tell women your duty is to have children, and then you tell poor women, not you. Well, if you do and you don't get married, now you're gonna get a whipping. But also have children because you need children. but we won't help you when you have children. And if you're not married, we're going to make sure that you are a public disgrace. It doesn't make any fucking sense. But doesn't this sound familiar? Doesn't this sound familiar? Have we really moved on from this energy, from this shame? And then y'all wonder why women are like, you know what, I'm not going to have kids. I'm not going to engage in any of it. This is where all of it stems from.